we've had plenty of clouds and rain showers throughout the day today. And really, that's not a bad thing because it's been very sunny and awfully dry for a long stretch of weather.
Yeah, and I feel like Mainers are really in tune with that situation. Like before a drought happens, they sense that it might happen. You know what I mean? And so
yeah, especially if you're one of those, if you have a well or different reasons to be concerned about it. So you got to keep tabs on it, or
yeah,
you
remember that
go
year?
thirsty.
What year was it that all the wells were drying up? Was that
well, a few years ago,
2017 or something like that? It
wasn't too long.
It's pre-pandemic. That's all I remember. Those are my two delineations. Yeah, those are my two delineations and time scale. And yeah, we did. You could use a little rain, and we're getting some, under a half inch in most spots. The main thrust of this now moving through down East Maine into Bar Harbor. It's funny, the radar algorithm for a brief period of time was getting confused and thinking that there was snow involved in this, which I am certain is not the case, but there are a couple of heavy downpours that are still moving through down east. Behind that band, though, it's pretty disheveled. There's not a whole lot going on with organization. A few thunderstorms down across southern Vermont, and most of us will see that main thrust come through and then just a couple of sprinkles on the backside. So our by-hour forecast does a good job with that. By midnight, most of us have cleared out. One thing the models, especially the mesoscale, small scale models, have done a good job picking up on the last 24 hours is that we're probably going to have trouble scouring out cloud cover through the first half of tomorrow. So that keeps temperatures down into the upper 40s and low 50s. And it may be the middle of the day or so before we can really start to break these clouds up and see some sun. So I think tomorrow afternoon is a lot nicer than tomorrow morning is going to be. We get to the 60s officially, although a lot of the day is spent in the 50s. And then here comes onshore flow again, fog bank. Maybe not to this extent are we going to see fog, but I do think there will be fog along the coastline on Saturday morning, and we'll fight to burn that off, much like we did last time it was warm there on Friday and Saturday. Inland, we burn it off. We get into the 80s and 90s into New Hampshire, and then a couple of thunderstorms could pop up Saturday afternoon. The atmosphere is stacked such that it's an atmospheric cap situation. So what that means is it's hard to produce thunderstorms. There's like a resistance to it, but the ones that are produced could be strong or severe. So we'll have to watch that Saturday afternoon. I think most of us are dry, and then the winds turn a little bit on Sunday. We get a little warmer. So it's all part of that warm sector, the ridge that we saw coming for about 10 days in advance. But the wind direction is key, and I continue to be bearish along the coastline here on Saturday. Prove me wrong with a south or easterly wind that we can get above 75 degrees along the coast. It's just so hard to do. Inland, we will be warm to hot, and then on Sunday, I think more of us get in on the heat, including Bangor and places that aren't going to be quite as warm on Saturday. It's worth noting, guys, that sea breeze or onshore flow, it's technically more onshore flow. A sea breeze is something that develops because of a gradient between temperature, but who cares except for me about that. The onshore flow will be so strong on Saturday that Bangor will probably be marine influenced cool. Like that's how far inland that will be getting. Wow. But if you get out of that sea breeze, I mean, mid-90s are possible in western Maine and into New Hampshire.
And by the way, our crack research staff, namely producer Ron Cormier, says it was 2016 when we had the really big problems with people's dry wells.
Okay. So I'm not surprised we're off by 2 to 3 years, given recent
time
events.
has lost much meaning. We're back after this.